Hello, beautiful conscious creators. Oh, I hope that you've started. What? Hello, beautiful conscious creators. I hope that you've started your day with nothing short of health. I'm sitting very skew. Let me just readjust. I hope that you have started your day with nothing short of health, wealth, peace, love, and light as we explore healing and conscious creation together in this space. I hope that you remember to be kind and patient with yourself and your thoughts. I took a deep dive into kindness and patience with oneself in the last episode, and it wasn't even supposed to be that. But you just have to flow with where you're led. You just have to flow with where you're moving, just yeah, because the words flowed out. I don't remember half of the things that I was saying, but it is what it is. Oh, also I forgot a song recommendation because I just digressed. But today's song recommendation, FKJ, Why Are the Boundaries? And obviously I always link it in the description for you to find it on YouTube. And please also, guys, just remember to subscribe and like and comment and share your comments, share your opinion, share your 2 cents. I will appreciate the 2 cents, because as much as I also will get to learn from you, I will say, I will get to learn from you and also share perspective on the things that you ask me questions on. I'm open to the questions. So song recommendation of the day. Now, what I wanted to speak about today with you is wanting is a state of not having. When you want something, you do not have it. It means it is not currently in your possession. And want, like I've mentioned before, is not the same as desire. Desire, if you take a deep dive into the etymology of desire, it means of God, of the stars, or rather from the stars. And I remember I wrote something down a while ago. Actually, I think it's in these notes, but await what the stars will bring. Yes. Desire is the etymology of it is basically about awaiting on what the stars will bring. Right? So it's not the same as wanting, and that's why I am cautious about using the word want, because want is a state of not having. When we want things, it means they feel far removed from us. It means they feel like they are perceived as though they are at a distance from us. And so with creating things consciously, we need to believe that we are already that thing, or at least we already have, we are already, or we already have. Even though, so that's okay, so this is how it links to desire. Because desire is of the stars, it has been God-given, then it possesses the potential for us to possess in the physical realm, in the 3D, right? But once we start wanting our desires, they start to feel far removed from us. They start to, because we begin looking at them. When we say, okay, I wanna rephrase that. When we desire something and we feel as though it already exists in our reality, it will manifest itself. And by understanding that the manifestation and prayer and meditating or I would say, or at least meditating on the things that we have the desire of, then we can perceive those things as, when we focus on the end state of our desire as if we already possess those things. Yes, that's how I want to rephrase it. As if we have those things, then they don't feel removed from us, because you can't want what you already have. So if I were to present this mug, is it a mug or a cup? I don't know, same difference. If you're holding this mug in your hand, right? Cup. Mug. Cup. Oh, lolo. Let's just call it a cup. If you're holding this cup in your hand, it's there, right? And if you were to close your eyes, and okay, actually put the cup down, and if you were to close your eyes and you imagine yourself holding this cup in your hand, then the cup is there, and it doesn't feel like it is far from you. It doesn't feel like it is something that you are still yet to attain, because even in your imagination, even when you've put it down and you imagine it in your hand, it feels as though it is already there. And that's the state that you're trying to get into. So when we desire things, we need to embody the idea of already having them, of already possessing those things in our hands. So you can try this trick. Actually, I would like to invite you to, like, if you can, pause this video or hold something, whatever is close to you, if you like have your phone near you, whatever, hold it in your hand, put it down, close your eyes, and now imagine that this thing is still in your hand. When you have this thing, and when you can feel that you already have this thing in your hand, you don't want it. Because remember, like I said, wanting is a state of something that is far removed from you. So you don't have to want something that you know you already have. You already possess this thing. It's already within your grasp. It's already in your 3D. Oh, actually, rather than saying it's already in your 3D, but your state of being feels as though it's already there, even though you've put it down. There's something about the feeling around this thing that you are imagining in your hand. The feeling associated with it is that it's already there. It's still there. You already have this thing. Unlike wanting something, say for instance now, imagine that there is something that you want, because I'm sure we all have certain desires, but they shift into wants once if they feel far removed from us, if they feel like they are eons away, or we need to do something and work hard hard work is important, working hard, working smart, but there are things that feel as though they need a lot more effort to attain, right? And yes, things do require a certain level of effort in order for you to attain them. Like say for instance, you desire to be in a relationship. I remember using the idea of the yin and yang in my mind. I remember just like while I was just trying to think about this episode, I remember I was thinking about the yin and yang and the dark and the feminine, the masculine and the feminine energy. But that's not what I want to get into, masculine and feminine energy right now. But within one of I don't know what the yin and yang sides are called, but one side is like dark, right? It has like the black squiggly thingamabob, and it has a dot of white in it. In imagining ourselves as actually, I do want to get into the feminine energy. Maybe I shouldn't use that example now. I will work on the episode so that it creates a better, I can create a better picture and actually take a deeper dive in the masculine and feminine energy and how we're creating in our feminine and executing in our masculine. But for the example, like for today, I just want to say, when we are wanting is a state of not having. So if you feel a desire, if you feel something that you feel called to having, like if you say, you know what, oh yes, okay, now let me use the example of a relationship. When you imagine that relationship, or if you're imagining that specific person that you desire to be with, you feel like drawn to them somehow, the imaginal act that should be going through your mind, or at least one or two, I don't know how many you choose to decide on, but you can imagine that person going on a date with you. Oh, you can at least imagine the date and the feeling associated with the date that you're on. That's the state of having. And once you enjoy and lean into the feeling or the idea that this thing is already like, it feels as though it's already happened. Because one thing about the mind also is that it cannot tell the difference between what's real, what's physical reality, and what's imagined, what you've done in terms of like imaginal acting. So when you want to call this thing in, when you want to consciously create based on the desires, the rooted desires, the things that have been God given to you, because we all, like I've always said, we don't share the same desires. So what you feel called to have or drawn to have in your life won't be the same as the next person. And so you don't have to feel guilty about desiring this thing. So it will be easier once you let go of the guilt and the shame. It's easier to imagine yourself having this thing because it feels as though it's supposed to belong to you. It's supposed to be yours. And so the feeling that you want to get into is imagining as if you are on the state and you are having the feelings associated with either sitting across or sitting next to, I don't know, like whatever you're imagining, but just sitting across from this person. It gives you and it raises these feelings that are desirable and are favorable to you. When you imagine as if this date is already happened, you're allowing yourself to enjoy the feelings that could potentially show up at a later stage. And they usually do once you are able to learn to let go and detach from the things that you desire. Because this is the other thing with want. Want makes you feel like you need to chase after something. Wanting something makes you feel like you have to try figure out and imagine how you're gonna go about trying to get this thing to show up for you because it feels removed. So you want to try find ways to get to it. But the goal is not trying to get to it. It's not trying to reach for it. It's imagining as though it is already here. It already is present in your physical presence based on your imagination. It needs to feel like it already exists. It needs to feel like it's either taking place, because sometimes, you know, like you can imagine yourself in like a scene where it's either taking place or it's already done. Like say for instance, maybe like now using this relationship, you're at the end of the date and you're just so happy sitting in your room. You're like, oh, that was such a good experience. I enjoyed myself, da 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 da. Just imagining the after, or the idea of what could potentially happen. So again, desire, not the same as want. When you desire something, know that it is done by imagining or by understanding that it's already happened. And so you can just wait for it to show up in your physical, in the physical reality, in the 3D realm. The 3D realm. And shift away. Remove your attention away from the wanting, because the wanting means you have to chase after it. It means you have to, you know, curate things. You have to play the operant power that moves pieces into place in order to get you there. That's not necessary. Want, not the same as having. Not the same as desire, because want is a state of not having. What you want to do, what you want to do is to desire and have, not desire and want. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening all the way to the end. My name is Obakeng and I'm your accidental therapist.